Welcome to Thank You and Story. I wish you happy listening to the story. After being reduced by the payroll, Lam's forehead went to the busy Than Nam night market. With a small amount of money, he rented a small single room nearby and bought a stall in the market. The excitement was full. He could not even think about what he would sell. The surrounding stalls are busy. Candy, pickles, grilled foods, ghosts. All kinds of sweet and sour flavors. Customers are crowded. It is difficult to want. No wonder his stall is still empty. Lam's forehead hesitated for a few days, unable to scramble for a piece of rice with others. Thinking constantly, he finally decided, selling fried rice. The whole street has no one sells this dish. Moreover, his fried rice skills were the best. When he was practicing, because he did not have enough money to eat fast food, he tinkered himself to make all kinds of fried noodles and fried rice to bring to the company. You forgot one thing. Couples, groups of friends, students coming to the night market what to do and want to eat fried rice. The opening day, no nervousness at all. Lam's forehead empty-handed. The night market lasted until midnight. He knew he could not easily give up, because this stall was not cheap. Big Brother sells warehouse next. Guests are full, one after another. Lam looked at, trying to learn from experience. Big Brother looked at him, young, shy. Certainly there would be no guests. He passed by, whispered to Lam's forehead, I can't sit like that, have to praise. Give it a big, attract the attention of the guests. Big Brother looked at Lam from top to bottom, white skin, delicate appearance like a pure orchid jade, again instructed, I stand out in front, loudly. Lam's forehead nodded, seeing the Big Brother very kind, quickly fried a part of fried rice to thank. Two people quickly close. Big Brother looked at the fried rice, sold tin and guy tasted. As soon as he touched the tip of his tongue, the Big Brother's eyebrows relaxed. He praised, wow, unexpectedly this kid is also talented. Great flavor, but too much diet. The night market customers are mostly office workers, students, and diets must be balanced, moderate, and the price must be reasonable. The profit is small but sold is the best. Lam is intelligent, giving 3 advice of the Big Brother, immediately acting. 1. Changing the price. 2. Borrow the loudspeaker from the neighbor. Dad, standing in front of the stall, screaming into the speaker. All are ready. For money. Because of life. Lam's forehead took the courage. Screamed first. The best fried rice in the city night. Big Brother saw Lam's forehead, approximately his son's age, finally started. Peace of mind about his stall. Lam's forehead annually. There are a few curious female students to visit. Taste but not buy. A male student passed by and laughed. Who goes to eat fried rice at the night market? Are you crazy? Lam's forehead was a bit frustrated. Business is difficult, life is even more difficult to be fired by the company. You, a college student, have to sell here and not earn any money. He prayed to the Buddha, just need an order, just open the goods, he would have the motivation to continue. The sound of electric cars, bustling laughter, sizzling sound from the pan to the opposite. All of them were happy, only Lam's forehead lonely. He leaned on the car, bowed, until a warm male voice rang out, is the fried rice most? Lam's forehead was startled, saw his gray face, covered with dust, but his black eyes were extremely clear. Just a second, he realized, this is a handsome guy. He wore a dark gray labor suit, different from the people in the market. Seeing Lam's forehead did not answer, the man glanced at the price list, fried rice 5 yuan a part. If not, then. He guessed this is just a test booth, looking at the young owner, smooth and soft skin, as if he was experiencing life. Australia from working all day, as if he looked wrong was about to turn to leave. Lam knows this is the only opportunity. Seeing the opponent intended to leave, he quickly escaped from the surprise, holding his hand. Yes. Australia came back, seeing Lam's gentle face. Is it more spicy? Just want to fill the stomach, Australia responded, whatever. Lam felt his bad mood. His face concealed all his emotions. He let go, just prepared the food while looking at Australia. The tall man took off his coat, revealing a sweaty black 3-hole shirt. He bowed his head to remove the gloves, stroked his hair, discovered his strange eyes, raised his head to look at Lam's forehead. Lam's forehead has no malicious intent. When he put the hot fried rice for Australia, he also gave a wet towel what he was prepared before going out. He guessed the age of the two of them did not differ much, boldly borrowed the Big Brother, sitting opposite, actively talking. Did you eat well? Australia words do not say anything, wipe sweat. Lam Lam said again, if you are delicious, come home next time. Australia still remained silent, but looked up at Lam Lam's forehead. He smiled, dimples clearly. He continued to bow his head. Lam Lam said even more and more pungently, you know, you are your first customer today. You are good people. Australia from finally reacted, bite a piece of chili, frowned at the harmless face of Lam Lam's forehead. You're too much words. Yes. I'm sorry. Feeling too much, Lam Lam's forehead awkwardly looked towards the night market street, no longer as much as before. Australia too did not really criticize Lam's forehead and talked a lot. Just the whole day he carried and worked overtime. No one talked to him. Australia too sighed softly, looked at Lam Lam's forehead, his face softer. It is very delicious, but so much chili. Lam Lam smiled, his eyes shining brightly. Really? So tomorrow you will stop? I will give a little more chili. Australia from listening to this straightforward invitation, taciturn for a while. Looking at his face, he guessed he did not mean bad. On the contrary, this is the first time after work he felt comfortable, nervous, no longer stressed. He agreed. The next day, Lam's forehead put all his hope in this man, before he asked his name. Australia. He waited from morning to night, but the business situation was only a little better. He added potatoes to fried rice, with 3 more customers, but still unstable. The limit for paying for another 3 months to come close, but the Australian shadow from the magnetic map has not yet seen. Lam Lam's forehead began to feel teased. He looked closely at each guest. Every time he saw the same figure, the expectation would disappear like sponges. In the middle of the night, the people moved more and more. People were busy, sharing leftovers. Big Brother gave him 2 parts of ducks. Auntie neighbors gave him the chilled pickles. Lam Lam's forehead repeatedly thanked, but his heart still turned to Australia. Big Brother asked, Little Lamb, you haven't cleaned up yet? Watch out for not keep up. Lam Lam looked at the top of the night market. I'm waiting. It's hard to understand. Big Brother muttered and then cleaned up the furniture. Seeing the number of stalls gradually, Lam Lam's forehead looked at the clock. 10 minutes from Australia from the air. He had to go. He waited while cleaning up, his eyes towards the road, a group of people walking quickly towards his stall. They dressed in Australian labor, lined up. The middle-aged uncle asked, Do you still sell you? Today we are late, Australia, from saying your fried rice is both cheap and delicious. We try to eat. Lam Lam nodded furiously. Sell, sell. He found Australia from the group. Australia is from higher than everyone, easy to find. But Lam's forehead searched everywhere, still did not see him. The middle-aged uncle laughed. Australia has not been melted from work. Today he probably can't come. Lam's forehead disappointed an hour. The mood sagged. He started frying rice, divided ducks and pickles for everyone. He sat quietly, looking at his small stall. My brother and brother praised incessantly. My uncle, where is this skills you study? It's delicious. Lam replied through the speaker. Born. He went to the middle-aged uncle. He finished eating, smoking. Lam asked, What time is Australia from working? The man replied, Maybe it's almost. So he doesn't eat rice tonight. The man laughed. Hey, he usually doesn't eat. Lam's forehead is a little angry. If you eat new, how can you not eat? But he did not have Australian contact information. Their relationship only starts from a meal, the buyer, which does not need to pay attention. But Lam's forehead still choked in his heart. After finishing everything, Lam pushed the car home. For a week, Lam opened the goods on time. Thanks to Australia from the introduction, the prosperous business, customers dragging customers and friends to follow friends, but most of them were introduced by Australia. He himself did not appear. Lam was hot-tempered, feeling unable to wait anymore. What is this word Australia? Thinking good work does not need to be enrolled. Finally, he used a packet of cigarettes to change the address of Australia's workplace. Lam brought a hot box of rice and cold water to find him. When Australia saw Lam's forehead, the expression was completely opposed to the first meeting. He looked at him with anger. At first, Australia did not realize, thinking that the passerby, the worker behind, told him someone was looking. When he walked up, he remembered, being a beautiful little boss, always showing joy and sorrow on his face. Lam's forehead. This is for me. Lam obviously came to blame him for his appointment, made him wait all night. But respect he introduced customers, he forgave Australia from seeing the lunchbox, unknown reasons, did not accept nor said anything, wiped the sweat on the forehead. Thank you for introducing customers to me, Lam said sincerely. I do not have. Australia does not admit. He thinks this is a small thing, or rather, it is troublesome for others to chase. He was not good at communicating. When introducing customers, he told people not to reveal the workplace. The result is different. Lam's forehead still came. You are lying, right? Lam's forehead innocently looked at Australia from, asking sincerely. Australian ears from hot, he wiped too. It gradually redin. Lam laughed. It looks very fake. His ears are red. He raised his head. The pharynx rolled on smooth white skin. Australia Map was fascinated, not knowing the lunch box was stuffed into his hand. The whole glass of soft, cold water was so cold that Australia felt cool. The eyes looked at Lam's forehead even deeper. Before leaving, Lam's forehead offered a new appointment. I decided. I introduced my customers to me. I invite you to eat for free. He emphasized, you must not refuse, nor leave. Australia wanted to refuse, but he did not seem to do anything for Lam. Because Lam's fried rice is really delicious, he misses forever, but he is too busy to eat. When Lam launched this temptation, he choked. But Lam's forehead did not realize the tone when talking to Australia was very soft, sounding very similar to people. Australia, from new to construction site, before he was a mechanic, earned less pepper. Now he has a new job, renting a house near the night market, because after melting can eat hot rice. But several times walking around most of the snacks and sweets. The official shop is too expensive, 20 yuan a bowl of beef noodles. He found it not worth it. He has no request for eating, not pursuing his appetite. That day met Lam's forehead stall, as if the dog yawned flies. Luckily, the top of Lam's forehead, he also felt happier. Most importantly, Lam's forehead is extremely beautiful. He agreed to visit Lam's frontal stall the next day, but because there were many things to do until the night market cleaning the counter, Australia. Dating missed. Australia from around the night market, but arrived nearly 2 a.m. The market was quiet. There was no shadow. Incidentally, he immediately spent all day promoting the cooking talent of Lam's forehead, hoping to compensate for the mistake. He did not understand why. No need to go to the stall, but curious to see Lam's face when witnessing the crowd of customers. Surely he will sport, telling him a long colon. Thinking about that, the day work suddenly became more excited. He was busy completing everything, preparing to come to Lam's small shop. Then he came back, sincerely expressing his gratitude. Regarding the first impression, Australia too saw Lam's forehead as an active, dynamic guy. He set goals and efforts to achieve. Every night, even though the wind rained, he still regularly brought rice to him. That assertive made Australia from realizing that he not only fits a small fried rice stall, but also can make a big deal. The iron box almost became his own item. Every day, Lam's forehead changes the dish. Today, fried rice with carrots. The fried rice is fried rice eggplant, then mixed rice with mashed potatoes, fried rice with fried meat. For a week is different. After putting the rice down, he would sit next to him, watching him eat. Seeing him sweating, he brought a wet towel. The faint, cool mint flavor dispelling dust on his face. This time, Lam's forehead clearly saw the face of the man. Soft lines, 5 senses, healthy tan skin. His whole body exuded a solid look. His eyes seemed to carry scorching heat. But Lam's forehead was immersed in every moment next to Australia. Anyway, he was the only person who patiently listened to him, not thinking that he was troublesome. Sitting on the gray ground, Australia asked, "Don't you feel tired?" Lam smiled brightly. "Tired? Fried rice. If fried rice helps me to financial freedom, it is not tired at all." Different from Australia, Lam's forehead is not easy to give up. Even when 8 hours without guests, he persisted, strongly called. It's frustrated, let's take a break, nothing big. And Australia from. He has nothing to pursue. Life, eating and drinking, are all tasks to be completed. He has no hobby, no passion. Save money, get married are the only 2 goals. But he did not get married because he liked men. Now you don't know how to spend that huge amount of money for whom. I earned this day. Lam's forehead counted on his fingers, but still have to thank you. Australia from seeing his long, black eyelashes, his pupils bright as small stars in the middle of the night, made him want to collect all his heart. Not knowing what it was, Australia from reaching out and turned Lam's forehead, avoiding his eyes. He said softly, "Mostly your skills are good, not related to me." Lam was asserted. That's not right. I promoted me, plus my skills. My work was great. Australia from seeing him attentively, not responding, letting Lam himself consider himself. Finally, he said, it is like the merits of both of us. Australia from laughing, the first smile after 2 months of acquaintance. Lam took the opportunity to ask for his phone number and address. Every day, he texted, Blue, what do you want to eat today? C, depending on me. Blue, no, I have to say a dish. C, egg fried rice. Blue, fried eggs do not have enough nutrients, change to cowpea stew. C, you don't need to ask me. At first Australia felt troublesome, but gradually he waited for those messages. Colleagues teased, Australia, you love it? All day hugging your phone. It is impossible, never heard of whom he liked. People have never seen Australia with any private activity. Until someone suggested, ask Lam why, maybe he knows something. That's right, ask it tonight. Australia's thoughts are exposed. He looked at his colleagues, feeling awkward, not knowing whether it was good to promote Lam's forehead. He tried to convince himself to keep in touch with Lam's forehead. He also gradually immersed in this vague relationship. But that relationship both made Australia realize something and made Lam feel the fragility. Lam's forehead still brings rice, standing under the shady trees. A few days ago it rained, the earth was still wet. He took the iron rice box, looking inside. A few workers passed by, teasing, I see Lam's forehead more like your wife. Lam's cheeks flushed red. Australia led him to another place, hidden from his colleagues. Today I brought steamed pork rice flour for you. Said Lam's forehead, intending to sit down on the wet stone. I don't know if it is cool. Australia raising his hand, grabbing his arm, not allowing him to sit down. He said, wait a minute. He took out a transparent plastic bag from his pocket, spread on the stone. All right, sit. Australia's actions made Lam's forehead flutter. He glued his eyes on his face, repeating, Australia, you're so good. Australia listening sometimes nodded. Lam's forehead kept looking at him like that. Eating rice, about 30 minutes, the two still did not stand up. Lam loves the appearance of Australia from the first meeting. That face has attracted him, always want to touch. But he suppressed until today. Seeing him bewildered, Australia asked, what's wrong? Just look at me today. Lam shook his head, took a tissue, tore out a sheet. Before Australia made a response, wiped his mouth. My mouth is involved, helping me. Australian ears like burns. No need, I do it myself. He snatched the tissue, turned away, his heart pounded. Watching Australia words as good people invite him to eat for free, and wipe his mouth. Lam's forehead is really goblin. Australia's heart hot. Lam's forehead came to the city to work. In addition to his relationship with his roommate, others were indifferent to him. The girls confessed, hinted, but he did not understand, did not know what someone liked. He always answered, sorry, I don't seem to like you. The angry girl left, cursed at Lam. Lam felt that he accidentally hurt them, so he changed his sentence to, sorry, it seems that I don't like girls. The other girl said, it turned out to be gay. Graduated, each of them had a lonely Lam's forehead. So, two will not be awkward. But if one day, Lam's lover will not be able to make friends with him, in line, it should be said to him. Australia did not eat sweets, tried to refuse, then Lam said, eat, I want to eat. So, I like it the most, should give you. It's been a long time. After asking, he regretted, afraid of being rejected, afraid of Australia finding himself. Like the time when the girls confessed to him, it was very heartbreaking. Moreover, that question sounded like a confession. The green bean ice cream flowed down. Lam's forehead looked at Australia attentively. Australia holding red bean ice cream, reminded, go. He was angry with the child. Strongly said, so you like me? Cannot let Lam know his heart, Australia too thought. Anyway, Australia too said that they were not friends. This made him sad. Blue decided to give rice, not texting Australia do. He lost his focus on work. Decided after the project ended, he would find Lam's forehead to make hoa. But he could not wait until Sunday, because Lam's forehead did not open the counter. Colleagues regretted the fried rice, knew that the two had good relationships, wanted to ask Australia asking for the reason. Australia looked up to heaven, saying, it seems that she doesn't open the counter is because of me. The words almost made him was isolated by his colleagues. They forced him to find Lam's forehead. Finding your house is not difficult. Australia from standing under the inn, he changed clothes to be cool and cool. The girls who want to ask for his number are rejected. Old lady sat cool, saw him waiting from morning to afternoon, gave him a wooden chair. Sit down. Standing for a long time is tired, but Australia from afraid of sitting down apologizing will not be sincere, so refuse. He said, son. Wait that, the old lady. Australian voice from rang, warm as evil. Wait for someone. Third floor. The old lady frowned, her old gaze glanced over him. Realizing that the white boy often greeted him every morning, she smiled gentle. Find Lam's forehead, Lam? It is at home. Yes, Australia responded. His eyes light up when he heard little Lam. Perhaps the old lady knew something. At home. The old lady thoughtfully, after a long time, slowly spoke. Her voice was like a murmuring stream between the stones. The kitchen is clogged. Today calls the repairer. No more words needed any more. Australia had ran up to the third floor. His footsteps were definitely 2 steps into one. The sunset dyed a small, brilliant path like a streak of lipstick on the sky is about to turn off the sun. He was tall, almost touched the white t-shirt hanging on the drying strap, the shirt of Lam's forehead. It's already dry. He gently took it down, then knocked on the door. From the room, the fluttering sound rang out. Australia from hastily knocked stronger. The door opened, and Lam's forehead, struggling to change the light bulb, fell to the ground. The trash next to him was also dragged. He was so embarrassed that he wanted to go to the ground. What are you doing here? His voice was weak. His legs must be dislocated. Ignoring your question, Australia, with the experience of a mechanic, stepped in, bent down to look at Lam's forehead, replaced the light bulb. He gently supported him to bed. Lam's forehead arrogantly pushed him away. You go away. Who let me in? Australia from silence. Lam asked again. His voice was still a bit angry. What are you going to do? Australia from raising 50 ice creams melted into water. His voice softened. Make up with you. Seeing the melted, angry ice cream of Lam's forehead somewhat. He only needs a little care. A little compensation for the coldness of Australia from the past few days, for the meals he still brings regularly. Do you know how to change the light bulb? He avoided his eyes. No. Lam pointed to the new light bulb on the table. So do it. 10 minutes later, the light bulb was replaced. Australian eyes came from to Lam's forehead. The question, do you like me? His day echoed in his mind. He decided, brave once. He stood in front of Lam's forehead, a tough appearance, but his heart was trembling. The scene. For Lam's forehead, the person who has been confessed to countless times, seems a bit familiar. Time seems to stop. Australia Map asked bluntly, the voice decisively, not crooked. Do you like boys? The question is simple, but it is like an implicit confession. Lam's forehead was bewildered in bed, seriously thinking, then answered innocently. I don't know any more, but I don't seem to like girls. Australia from silence. This boy really did not understand his heart. He did not dare to speak frankly, fear of being rejected, afraid of ruining the friendship between them. If Lam's forehead is straight, then a confession will make everything end. But he said he didn't like girls. Australia changed the way, so do you agree to live with me? Yes? Lam's forehead still does not understand. Live together? Do you want to eat with me? Australia too nodded, stiff, not much different. Eating rice together, sleeping together, living together. Lam's forehead was too tired of life alone. Hearing this, the pain in the legs also relieved. So can you help me? Bouquet. Similar part, rewritten on demand, keeping the plot and characters, enriching images and words, suitable for audiobook. In just a short moment, the hot breath of Lam's forehead into Australian lips. Before that sweetness spread, the kiss ended, leaving an indescribable aftertaste, a delicate teasing to cruelty. The bright, fascinating eyes of Lam's forehead, still attached to Australian face, made him unable to stop. Once again, collapsed before that intense attraction. Australia from the initiative to coordinate, put his hand on to help Lam's forehead sticking to pills. His fingers painted in the air number 2, kiss 2. Lam laughed softly. His long slender fingers stroked Australian ears. His voice was warm. No, turn around, paste it and kiss.